Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this incredible LinkedIn training. Now today we are going to cover how to create an incredible profile, a kick-ass profile that will keep giving you leads and clients. Now if your LinkedIn profile sucks, you'll struggle to get people that are going to be interested in you. But if you have an incredible LinkedIn profile, clients will start coming and your reputation will start growing really fast. The reason why is that LinkedIn is one actually of the most important search engines for people in the world. If you type the name of someone, even if they have a lot of presence, their LinkedIn profile is what appears first. Now, I own personally the first 15 pages of Google's. If you type my name, the first 15 pages are mine. However, my LinkedIn profile, no matter how many links and how many different ways I've been featured in, the LinkedIn profile always shows at the top 1, 2, or 3 position in the Google search for Simone Vincenzi. So you can see that when someone is searching about you, your LinkedIn profile is always going to come up. And the question is, are you going to capitalize on those opportunities or not? Now, as part of our program LinkedIn Mastery, we are also teaching our students how to create this incredible profile, and that's what we're going to do today. Now, there are different ways to create a profile that gives you leads. There are ways where you can tell your stories. You can see other profiles that there are people that are teaching and telling what they do. There are people that approach their LinkedIn profile description almost like a sales copy to convert and invite people into buying from them. But here's the thing. I found many different profiles, and a lot of them you can find are all very similar, always the same. And they're not really clear about what people can do for you. And the moment that you're clear, and you make yourself clear about what you can do for other people, what you can do for them, that's the moment where you can actually convert them. And I found this new strategy, new way of creating a profile from a guy called John Nemo, which is a LinkedIn expert. And I've been following you for a few times. And I really like the way he explained on how to create a profile. So credit to John Nemo for this way, because I restructured my profile in using his methodology, using his structure. And how does this work? How does this creating the profile in this way works? Well, you can see first of all, we are starting. We are starting from the top. You need to have a great picture, and also you can put a banner. In this case, I decided to put the logo of my company as a banner. Now, in the banner, you can create other things that you want. You can also promote your programs, your books, anything that adds credibility. A lot of people that use banners effectively, they also use it as to show where they've been featured in. That's a great way to immediately showcase your credibility there. I decided to put the logo of my company so then immediately people can get the use of from the logo, because we use it in multiple places. And then there is a good picture of me there, and actually a quick note, like hashtag fun fact, this picture is coming from my wedding. Hey, that was my wedding photo shoot. So I'm there looking all slick, saying to people that I know my stuff. And you want to have a great profile picture. You can see that a lot of times the profile pictures on the LinkedIn profile of people sucks. But that's the first thing that they see about you. So if you then don't take care of having a professional photo shoot or a professional picture there, don't expect people to be interested in what you do. Because if you don't care about your presence, whether it's online or offline, how do you expect people to care about who you are and what you do? So that's something to remember. Then you can see that there is a description. So we are going here into the description, which you can see. In this case, immediately from my profile, I tell people what is that I help them with. In this case, I turn experts into authorities. That's my tagline. That's the way. That's what's written everywhere. Is our biggest promise that we say to people, is our bold promise. I turn experts into authorities. And then there are different schools here on creating the profile. Some people say just focus on the benefit that you can provide. Don't tell them what to do, don't tell them who you are, don't tell them that you are an award-winning speaker, where you are contributing. Some people don't do that. I personally get a lot of people to connect with me just because they will type Forbes, they will type entrepreneur, they will type speaker. And so remember that your title act as really important to the search engine mechanism that LinkedIn has. So in this scenario, what I decided to keep, because I had so many people connecting me just because I had the word Forbes on my title, I decided to keep it there. But for example, you see my business partner profile, which is Ben's profile, and he would just tell people and what he does with recruitment agencies. So you can play around with that and see if actually you get more or less requests and connection if you tell also that you're a coach or a speaker or a trainer or a healer or whatever it is in your tagline, or just be focused on what you can do for people. But make sure that it's there. Whether you choose to do it or not, make sure that it's there. In this case, I turn experts into authorities. And guys, if you have any question while you're watching this, then let me know. I'm here to answer all your questions. So now we can go down, and you can see that, and that's where the work that I've seen from John Nemo comes into place. It is the structure of the profile. You can see that there is not like a long story about me. There is not my background. Is not there. But it's very structured in a way that says what I do, why I do it, how I do it, why it works, the services I provide, where you've seen me, the big names I've worked with, and what other people say, and the testimonial, and then a call to action at the bottom. With already like a lot of videos where I have testimonials of clients, social proof, and credibility. Now let me see, let's explore why this works. And to add that in the John Nemo strategy, there was not why I do it. It was not present there, but I decided to add it there because I'm big passionate about, I've learned a lot from Simon Sinek as well, and it tells about starting with why. There is this great book and this credible concept that says start with why. If you have read anything about Simon Sinek, or if you have read the book Simon Sinek, or Start With Why, then let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you there. If you enjoyed that book, or if you haven't, make sure that you read it or listen to it. I don't like reading. I listen to a lot of books and audiobooks and podcasts. But I decided also to put why I do it. Why is this important for me? So immediately you can see what I do is very clear. I turn experts into authorities. Again, there is you can see that it talks as well about what I put in the headline first. Then what I do, I turn experts into authorities so they can grow their business faster, attract clients with ease, and change the world. So it's not just telling them what I do, but how is it gonna help them? How is this benefiting them? Because if I just tell them what I do, then what's in it for them? How is this going to benefit them? Then why I do it. So why I do it, really, really important. You got to connect with people because of your why. Everyone start their business, everyone start what they do for a different reason. And people need to connect with that reason why. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes someone says, I want to work with you. In this case, I believe everyone has the right to create a life of fulfillment, no matter what their background is. I'm passionate about making things simpler for entrepreneurs, experts and dreamers that have been working hard to create any success in their lives, so they can keep having a sense of purpose and meaning in their work. That's what really fuels me. That's what I'm really passionate about. That's my why. Because I didn't come from a background where I was served with a silver spoon. I had to create everything from scratch, and I worked really hard, and I had a great people around me to support me. That has been what made my success happen, what made happen my success. And so when I was thinking about why do I do what I do, well, I know how tough it is if you are starting from scratch, completely from a different background, different knowledge, different skills, different expertise, how tough it is to get started and to get going. And that's why I want to create a safe space for people that are like that, no matter where they are in their business. I work with a lot of multimillionaires, but they all build themselves from scratch. They didn't come from a family where they were really rich a lot of time, or even if they were coming from a family with money, they still decided to build their own fortune. And that's the person that I champion. That's the person that I really respect, and that's the person I can relate with because I was like that, and I am like that. So why I do it? And then we are going down and now talking about how I do it. So how do I do this? How do I do what I do? How do I turn expert into authorities? Well, in this case, I will say through our lives and online program. So I'll just explain how I do it. We give entrepreneurs, and these are the three things we give: the community, the latest tool, and the practical strategies. This is all our promise. That they need to refine their business strategy, sell more courses, grow their following, and get featured on media, which are the four things that we help them with: business strategy, sales of courses and increase sales, grow their audience, and get featured in media and become popular, become authorities. So how I do it explains what is the methodology that I use, what is that I do, whether it's a live course, whether it's an online course, and what methodology we use. So think about in your scenario, what is the methodology that you use? How do you get someone, which is your ideal client, from A to B? What is the journey that you will paint, that you paint for them? And then we are moving into why it works. I love this part because it justifies why your method is better than other methods. You know, there are a lot of people that are probably working with your niche. There are a lot of people that are doing what you do, or that are claiming that they can do what you do. So why should I work with you instead of working with someone else? It might even be cheaper. Why? And so that's why you justify why it works. In my case, is by following the four pillars of business, which is strategy, offer, audience, and media. And you can see there is the same thing that we put there. So there is consistency in the message. Anyone with integrity, because I want to attract people with integrity, can be seen as an authority. We've helped more than 500 entrepreneurs creating profitable businesses in the past 3 years. So why it works? Here's the proof. The proof is in the pudding. The methodology works. 500 entrepreneurs creating profitable businesses. Now, of course, when I started out, I didn't have 500 clients that I helped. I might have had one or two. So if in why it works, you can also share your personal success. Now, if you are teaching something that you've been successful at, which is what you should teach, by the way, so that you're coming from a place of integrity, then you can say why this works. Why did that work for you? How did you transform your life? How did you transform your business if it's business services that you are offering? And that's why it works. That's why this becomes incredibly interesting. And then we're moving into the services I provide. And guys, if you have any question here, just let me know. I'm here to answer all your questions as well. So then, because I'm really curious to hear what you think about. And now we are talking about the services that I provide. What are the services that you provide? Which get people to get from A to B? In this case, we provide our 3-day intensive training, Explode Your Expert Business, which helps them to launch a new product in 3 days. We run our online courses and membership, which is everything you need in one single place. And also we run one-to-one coaching and consulting. So by running the one-to-one coaching and consulting, then we also tell them that we do bespoke services and that we are absolutely there for them. Big shout out to Raymond Harrell, to Michelle Raymond, Professor Chris Imafidum as well, Mike Berry. Yeah, feel free to post also your LinkedIn comment, your LinkedIn profile below. I love to connect with you if we are connected on other platform. And yeah, I will be speaking as well in Canada with Raymond Harrow and Jack Anfield at that event. Really excited for that event. Thank you for popping in, Raymond. So now you can see that you put service I provide, so immediately tells them what can I do for you? What can you buy from me? Because some people are already curious immediately. What kind of services do you have? And if you sign, what I like, the way I structure my business is to have live events, online training, and one-to-one coaching so that I can fit every single demographic. But that's maybe not your business model. Maybe you don't have events and maybe you only have a live online business. Maybe you don't have an online business and you just do one-to-one coaching. What is the services that you provide? That's on you to put there. And then where we are putting the credibility. Here is all about credibility next. Where you've seen me. In this case, I've been featured on Forbes, Entrepreneur.com, Sky News, Sky TV, Entrepreneur on Fire, the Huffington Post, TEDx. Oh, I need to add TEDx as well there. So these are the things that make me credible and say, you know what? I'm not the only one talking about how great I am. I got other people saying, well, you know, Simone is the real deal. You gotta work with Simone and other established media. Or I contribute on media. And your media appearances are crucial for your credibility and your authority. In fact, if you think about it, the people that you follow the most, the people that you respect the most, they're not people that are unknown. They're not people that you put a message, you search their name and you can find nothing about them. But if you see that they've been on major TV channels or on important platforms, then suddenly you start thinking, maybe actually this person knows their stuff. This person is the real deal. So think about where have you been featured? And again, at the beginning of where I was when I started, I didn't have hundreds of features like I have now. I didn't have the big publication. I didn't have the big magazines. But I had a small podcast where I've been featured at. I had a local newspaper where I've been featured at. So where you've seen me, something is better than nothing. It doesn't have to be the huge publication. While you're working towards that, if you don't have already them under your belt, that's fine. Just put what you have. And if you have nothing, then also it's a wake-up call to say, hey, you need to take your visibility more seriously. Because these are giving you exposure to millions of people. And if you're not focusing on that as well, now you are missing a huge opportunity, and also it will help you with the sales because people will trust you easily because of that. And the same with big names. In this case, I decided to put the big names I've shared the stage with and organized the event with, like Les Brown, Gary Vee, Simon Sinek, John C. Maxwell, Dr. Jordan Martini, Jarek Robbins. So immediately again, there is this what is called branding by association, where people say, well, okay, this guy actually has been with Les Brown, Gary Vee, Simon Sinek, John C. Maxwell. It must be someone that knows what they're doing. Even if they don't know much about me and my work, just by reading that LinkedIn profile, I'm impressing them. They're like, wow, it's like he's a young guy, but he knows this stuff. And again, think about if you don't have big names, in this case you can use people, but also I use people but because my ideal clients knows those people. And my ideal clients want also to be featured alongside those people. But now, if you are looking at on the other way, if you are working in corporate, for example, and you're having corporate contracts, the big names can be the corporation on the other people or the other organization that you work with. In fact, my business partner that I worked with some of the largest recruitment agencies in the world, like for example the Adecco Group, then he will put in his profile where you've seen me, and big companies I've been working with, the Adecco Group, and what he did for the Adecco Group. So this is something that you will see. And then Mike says, yeah, we just spotted we have 774 mutual connections on LinkedIn. We definitely have a very similar network, Mike, as we can see. And again, down to credibility and trust what others say. So you can see that we have I have different case studies for the different things that I do, because I have hundreds of case studies. I really don't know where to pick. But in terms of the one that I chose the one that speaks directly to my ideal client, to the results that they want to have. So I know that I have people that are starting from scratch and want to make 6 figures. So I've got one case study which is talking about that. I want to attract also more property investors and that want to become speaker. Yeah, your name is there, man. Aslam, thank you for watching. That's you. And the results that we had. Or in this case, we have Suze that I have people that hire me because they want to make more profit, create more profitable events, and that's why I put that case studies there. Or I've got people that hire us because they want to become featured in more publications or getting more speaking engagements. And as you can see, the case studies that I put, they are directly linked. And this is something that you can see straight away. The case studies that I put are directly linked on the 4 pillars of business, which is strategy, offer, audience, and media. You can see there, right? So I talked about these 4 pillars, and then I've got case studies that are matching those 4 pillars. So then people can see that actually I'm not only having case studies, but I'm having case studies that are related to immediately what I talked about before. So that's how I pick the case study. Can you see the science behind that? And also we have, and also I added something different. I added the other interests because I want people also to connect with me on a more personal level rather than, and I want people to understand, hey, I'm a human being. I'm not just about business, although that takes a large part of my life. But I'm into basketball and I play didgeridoo and other weird instruments. So now there is something a bit more quirky about me, because at the same time, as much as I want to impress, I want my personality to come through, to show up. And then the call to action, ready to talk. So in terms of the case studies and the big people big names you work with, make sure to think about what case studies represent the ideal clients that you want to attract. That's the thing. So think about your ideal client and pick those case studies that will attract that ideal client. And also think about what makes you unique, what makes you different, what makes you relatable on a human level, not just a business level, because that's equally as important in my opinion. And again, what's your voice? What is your voice? Your voice needs to come through in that. We have one question. We have one question from Michelle Raymond. Great to see you, Michelle. Hey Simone, what's your thought on the column on the right, which displays the contacts of people who were also viewed? Does this indicate some level of credibility? Absolutely. So as you can see, you have columns on the right, which then displays definitely a certain level of credibility, but also they give you insights. So big shout out to Sharon, Dean, my good friend Dean, my good friend Raghav that is here, my good friend Michael Surwa, Shah Wasman, the good friend Jamil. So we have a lot of people here. And now it says people also viewed this kind of context. Now, this gives you credibility, but also what gives you the most is insight on who is your audience viewing, who is your audience checking out. Because they might be your competitors, they might be people that offer other services, the complementary services that you offer. There might be people with a similar profile. So now it gives you an insight as well on how can you make your profile better by studying some of your competition, if these are your competitors. So that's how I see it as well, because this shows the things that have been that people are searching while they are searching for you as well. And then you can see the last part of creating a killer profile are some of these videos. So here immediately I have videos of people saying great stuff about the work that we do, great stuff about GTeX. So it's not just the okay, let me get back here. It's not just the written testimonials, but also there are video testimonials, and the credibility with my TEDx talk and the publication that I've been appeared on that was featured in the House of Parliament. So that's about creating a killer profile. Michelle saying you got some pretty decent folks on your also viewed list. Thank you very much, Michelle. I really appreciate it. I gotta say, yes, I'm in very good company. So now this is how to create a killer profile. Let me recap it for you, because now it's time to wrap up. First of all, use the banner at the top. This is an important state. Use it to sell yourself, sell your credibility, or get people familiar with the logo of your company. Then have a great profile picture. Invest in that profile picture. Make sure it's not a selfie or a blurred picture or somewhere they can see you. They need to see your face. Then your headline of what is it you help people with, and then you can play with some keywords or just focusing that part, the top part, on connecting with people that are on also telling people like using those keywords, or just focusing on telling people what you do and how you can help them. And then we are going to the profile section, where we have what I do. So tell them what you do, why you do it, how you do it, why it works, the service you provide, where you've seen, where they've seen you, the bigger names, again for credibility, testimonial, what others say, other interest, and the call to action. Again, thank you very much to John Nemo to provide this framework for the profile. I don't know where he took it from, if he invented it, or that's the first time I heard about this format from him. So I wanted to pass on the legacy, because I think I found it very impressive, and I found it very clear, and I found it easier also to build on the LinkedIn side, because a lot of people are struggling, say, what am I going to write? What is the essay that I'm going to write here? So that makes things very, very focused. So make sure you check John Nemo out. Make sure you check us out, check me out here on LinkedIn. And also, as I said, this is part of our LinkedIn Mastery training. So that's only one of the things that we do in our LinkedIn Mastery training to help our people get an incredible profile on LinkedIn. But also we help people creating something intriguing, which is called the hybrid method. Now, the hybrid method is a way to get leads on LinkedIn using automation and personal contact at the same time. Something that got us six-figure contracts. We help other clients to make £10,000 contracts, £5,000 contracts. You can see it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's using automation in a no-spammy way. And I think that's where also the future of marketing is about combining automation with personal touch and personal connection, because too much personal connection is not, you cannot leverage it, but too much automation, it breaks down a relationship. People rarely will buy just from automate, particularly in a service-based business, and they need to connect with a person. They're very not likely buy a higher ticket offer without that personal connection, or your cost of marketing will be sky high. So that personal relationship is really, really important. So you can check the link that is here to join our LinkedIn Mastery training. It's absolutely amazing. So check the link, get information, and then we will teach you, we'll walk you through and help you out personally, as well as watching these videos like this one, on how to leverage LinkedIn in the most effective way. The LinkedIn is here in the comments. Now, I've got one more question before we wrap up, which is from Michelle. Not sure if you've covered this. Why did you write your profile in first person? Is there a preference? Oh, the big question, the chicken or the egg. Shall I write a profile in first person or third person? I think this is my view on this, and what I've been studying is about your ideal client. Now, I know the people that connect with me, they want to connect with me as a person. So that's why I write the profile in first person, because I want them to see my voice. I want them to see my voice. I want them to see me, and it feels like I sat down and I wrote it personally with them. While a lot of time, even if you sit down and you write it in third person, it can make you look bigger, but my ideal client, they don't resonate with them. They resonate with hearing my personal voice and my personal message. That's what has been some of the research that we have done. So think about your ideal client. What do they prefer? Do they prefer, if they're more like the corporate client, they probably will prefer a profile written in third person. But if you're writing your profile like copy to convince and persuade people, it actually works better if you write in the first person. I think the testing is what is gonna give you the final result. So you can have for a period of time, like 2 to 3 months, a profile in first person, and another 2 to 3 months the profile in third person. See what different brings in the amount of connection, sales that you get from LinkedIn, and then see which one also is the best way for you. Alright guys, it's time to wrap up. Make sure you grab a copy of the LinkedIn Mastery course where we explain the hybrid method of getting sales on LinkedIn. If you like to have a 6-figure contract, 5-figure contracts, even 4-figure contracts, getting in front of your ideal client in a structured, systematic, predictable way using the power of automation and personal connection, then this training is mind-blowing. You will absolutely love it and will get you great results. And as well as not just going passively through some videos, but you will as well get our personalized attention, and we will help you personally to create this kick-ass profile, and on top of that, creating the strategy that is best for you and your niche, because not every business is created equal. So you want something that works for you. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. It's time to wrap up, and up until next time, have a fantastic day, and remember that together we grow exponentially. Bye for now.